Good morning, good morning. So today I'm just going to kind of do a brief overview of what my journals look like. I've had some questions from new journalers that are very creative. They do jewelry, they do all this fabulous stuff, but they don't know exactly how to launch into this. So I am going to start a beginning 101 journaling class on the Ning network. That is praiseheart.ning.com, a free creative community. So over there, we're going to have beginning journaling 101. So in the most easiest of ways to start journaling, you can just start with, I do like Moleskine, Moleskine. You really can't see it there. Journals, they hold up well. They are soft bound, so they can get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't see one of last year's journal, but it was just as fat as could be. So this is a Moleskine journal, and in the beginning, if you just were to start writing your thoughts as you're reading scripture, as you're getting downloads in different color pens, I mean, that's fun to just write out. This, I think I was in Thessalonians here. So I'm just kind of reading the scriptures, and just as I get some sort of a thought about it, I just switch my colors up, change up my fonts, kind of make it fun. So this is just basic colored pens, right? Just sitting with the Lord and your Bible and just color pens. So here you can see a little bit of doodling, nothing crazy. And here is where I started to start with color. So here, that's just adding color on. First, I add the color. So you see I have pages prepped so that I can go back in and add in type. So I prep out pages just because to write in a journal that has color on it, I don't know, it just makes my heart happy. So this is my thinking book. So this is where I do a lot of my thinking in. So if I've got to, if I'm doing a seminar, if I'm speaking somewhere, this is the book that I am planning out my workshops, my speeches, everything in here is planned out, and I'm just working through what I'm going to say. So you see, it's just fun. It just this was a conference I was at, so as I was sitting in the conference, I was just taking notes. I take notes during my sermons on Sundays. There's some in here that was a sermon notes. This was a retreat. That was actually where I was speaking, though. I want to say this was a sermon or something where I was taking notes on what the speaker was saying. So I just always have my pens with me and my journal with me, and I have pages prepped. This is how I prep to do a speech. I get all of my points put down that I want to make sure I include into it, start kind of mapping it out here, and then have all my Post-its of, did I get that? Did I get that? Did I get that? And then I kind of go to the computer and start typing it up. But this is my creative process as I'm thinking through what I'm going to say. So, and this is just ready for me to start my next, whatever I'm going to speak on next. So that's one book. Okay, so that's my thinking book. In addition to my thinking book, then I have this book that I do a lot of seminars with, or workshops with women, and this goes through and it just shows different ways to journal. So here, my word for this year was hope. Everything was just about hope. So I just went into a Word document and I just put in hope and just copied and pasted all different scriptures that I could find on hope, and I just manipulated the text boxes, so some were coming this way, some were coming that way, and then I just glued it down. So that is a creative, and then I just threw some paint on top of it. So that's a creative way to get going with just a Word document and putting scriptures in there. So this is from my friend Kim. I love you, Kim. So this is all just writing over pages that were prepped. So in this book, again, you can see I just have pages prepped that I can write on. They're all prepped. They're all ready to go. This is all just paint. I'm going to show you. I took this to a Body Works display at a museum, and I just was drawing from the display what was going on there. So this is just a grab it sketchbook. I'd like to sketch on top of color. I just think it's fun. These are all my notes on, we're doing a Proverbs study. This is what my notes look like as I'm walking through Proverbs and thinking it out, my book of promises. So this is, again, it's markers and on top of colored pages. No big thing. I make these tabs just because I think that they're fun. No big thing, chicken wing. Okay, so this is a great big sketchbook. So what I do in here is this, I use a lot for my middle school class so that I can teach. I do the lesson first so that they have something to go by. But you can see here, this is just extra paint. It's nothing more than extra paint. So I just throw down the paint and then I come back in on top of it. So here, I'm going to say, let's say that you get a book. This is a, I think this is a Dora Revley's book or something like that. It doesn't matter what sketchbook you get. Lord have mercy. You can use a composition book. But so let's say that you want to just add in some color. Let's say that color is your thing and you want to get some color in. So I always tell everybody to pick, thinking in terms of that you're going to use this, oh, I'm throwing paint, to write over. I don't want it to be too dark. Like if I use the dark blues, it just gets to be too dark. I gotta have a sip of coffee. Hold on. I am now charged to continue. So I have this brown background, but I don't really like it. It's just a little bit too brown. So I'm just going to add in a green and a yellow on top of it. And I save all of my hotel key cards. So there's one hotel, some Hampton Inns throw away their key cards. So anytime I go to a Hampton Inn, I always ask them if they're going to throw them away, could I have them? And you can get like a stack sometimes. Okay, so a little less is more, less is more, less is more. So you see I'm just putting on a little bit of paint here. And I'm going to put on the yellow as well. Now my idea is that I want that brown to kind of come up there as well. You have to, if you're going to use a marker to write on acrylic paint, it has to be completely dry before you use a marker. Otherwise, it will suck out the smooshiness of it. Really works great on writing over absolutely anything. Is just a good old-fashioned Bic pen. These are Cristal pens, C-R-I-S-T-A-L. They're luscious, they're lovely. I always talk about these, but once I get this painted, this will write over it, and the pack comes in all these great colors. So you get a journal, you slop on some paint, you get some pens, and you're good to go. You're good to go. You already are into a creative world. So here, I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to sloop it kind of around. No rhyme or reason. I'm just getting it kind of on there. It feels to me like it's kind of disappearing into the well, I kind of like that where it's just kind of like out and big. You can do, let me show you this with here I'm going to put, I don't want to use green again. Let's go with an orange. That'll really pop for you. So here, if I do, I'm just going to put a little bit there so that I can work with it. So if I kind of get it on my edges, you can kind of come in and make these great starbursts by just grabbing that edge onto the paper. So that's just fun. And here, if I work on this one here, I can kind of bring it around. I would usually not put a whole dab of paint to do a starburst. This kind of looks to me like a wishy weed too. So you can kind of do this and get them to come out. You can kind of do this and you get a hashtag kind of look going on all over, and then it just, so look at how fun that is if you are going to work on in this page now. That's just, I don't know, it's just more exciting. I just love color, so why would I not take all my notes on color? So this is sopping wet, right? But I want to keep on going and show you something. So just a good old-fashioned piece of wax paper. You lay it down, don't press it, just turn your page and you're good to go. I have an entire video on alcohol spray paints. So what I do is I get old magic markers, and there's a whole video, there's a whole YouTube video on this, but I'll just recap quickly. I get spray bottles from everywhere. I just collect them. This is isopropyl alcohol. I have played with all different concentrations. It does not matter whether you go 70 or whether you go 90. It all works. I get I get markers from the dollar store. And I take off the backs, take out that wick that's inside, cut them in half, and throw them into the alcohol. You see all those wicks that are in there? And this becomes a permanent, I make my own sprays. I never buy them anymore because I just like mine better. Mine better. So here I can just spray, and this dries so quick. It smells just a tinchy tad, but you can come in and do just such great patterns. These are just stencils. I'm always on the lookout for stencils because I use them in a lot of my workshops because they're fun and they're fabulous and they don't intimidate. So here, let me just do this, and then I'm going to get all the dye off of that one. See, and that comes like that. So here, let's see what else I can show you. This was some sort of a grate or something I got it from my mom's house when she moved out. I think it was from the refrigerator or something. I don't know. So here, let me go in with a different color so you can see the different things that are happening here. So here, if I do this, and then I can turn it over, and then you get this. So this is a fun, easy way to just get your pages decorated. So it's worth it to make the alcohol sprays because so many sprays, you'll pay like, I don't know, $6 or $7 for a spray bottle this big, and it costs nothing to make them. I have tried so many different products to try to make my own sprays. I've tried these Lumiere paints. They're all pearlescent and they're wonderful. Didn't work. I tried this watercolor magic. Didn't work. Whenever you used water, it would reactivate, and then you had just this big mess, so you couldn't put any medium on top of it. And I know some people like that, but that unnerves me. When I put a layer down, I want it just to stay down. So this is just a great thing. Alcohol and wicks from markers, and you just get this really easy coverage in no time at all. So I hope that helps. Get a book, get some paint, just a couple of colors of paint, and a hotel card, and just swipe it. You can put the paint on even on top of this. Remember to use your Bic pens if you're going to write over it so that it will take. You don't want to, I hate Sharpies. I just don't like them. I don't think they work for journaling. I don't think they hold up. I think that they just kind of take our money and run with it. So I would not suggest getting a Sharpie. I hope that helps. I hope that gets you started into the world of color and writing. And just sit with your journal and sit with the Lord and just write down in different fonts and different colors what He's saying. So that is your homework for this week, to just get a book and start to lay out pages of color. Just get your colors down and in there so that you're ready to take your journal to your church, to different seminars, to different things that you're doing, and that you can just write all of the things that He's doing in your life. So that's it for today. Thanks, guys. Bye.